The first voicemail came in at 2:13 a.m. It was my voice. Not similar, not close, mine. And it was screaming one sentence over and over. Don't let me in. I listened to it 12 times before I noticed the sound under my own voice. Rain, heavy, violent, like a storm swallowing the whole city. Outside my apartment in Kansas City, the night was dead still. No rain, no thunder, no wind. Just one new message, sent from my number, while my phone was in my hand. I wish that was the part I couldn't explain. It wasn't, because 30 seconds later, someone started pounding on my front door. Not knocking, pounding, hard enough to shake the frame. I froze in the hallway, staring at the deadbolt, while the voicemail played again through my speaker. Don't let me in. Then the pounding stopped, and from the other side of the door, I heard my own voice, low, out of breath, terrified. Eli, if you're hearing this, do not open it for anyone who sounds like us. Us. That word hit harder than the pounding, because I lived alone. At least, I thought I did. I'm not the kind of person who scares easily. I do overnight security for a shipping warehouse near the river. Long hours, empty buildings, bad lighting. You get used to sounds that don't belong. But this was different. This felt personal, like something had found the exact shape of me and was trying it on. I backed away from the door and called my sister Mara. No answer. I called again, straight to voicemail. Then she texted, "You okay?" I typed, "Call me now." She replied instantly, "Can't. Someone's outside my place." My stomach dropped. I called anyway. She answered on the first ring, whispering, "Tell me you're not here." "I'm home." Then who was outside my apartment? I didn't answer. I couldn't, because while she was talking, I heard it. Faint at first. A voice in the hallway behind me. My voice. Not from the door, from inside my apartment. "Mara," I said. "Yeah?" "Stay on the phone." The hallway was dark except for the kitchen light bleeding across the floor. I moved slowly. Every floorboard sounded too loud. Then I saw the bathroom door, open, just a few inches. I knew I'd shut it. From the crack, I could see the mirror, and in the mirror, I saw someone standing behind me, tall, bent slightly forward, head tilted at a wrong angle, wearing my clothes. I spun around. Nothing. The hallway was empty. But on the phone, Mara started crying. "It got in," she whispered. Then the line went dead. I ran. I don't remember grabbing my keys. I don't remember getting downstairs. I just remembered the elevator taking too long. So I took the stairs 3 at a time, half expecting someone with my face to be waiting on every landing. Kansas City after midnight feels wide open in a bad way. Too many empty roads, too many lit windows with no movement behind them. Mara lived 15 minutes away in Midtown. I broke every speed limit getting there. Her apartment building door was propped open. That was wrong. Mara was obsessive about locking everything. I found her in the laundry room in the basement, alive, shaking, holding a broken mop handle like a spear. The second she saw me, she nearly stabbed me. "Say something only you would know." "What?" "Now!" I stared at her. She stared back, wild-eyed, pale, crying and furious at the same time. So I said, "When you were 12, you broke Mom's watch and blamed it on me." She lowered the mop handle. "That's not enough anymore," she said. And that sentence made the room feel 10 degrees colder. Mara told me what happened. Someone had buzzed her apartment, my name on the intercom. Then my voice, saying I needed help, saying I'd hit someone with my car, saying I was bleeding. She almost let me in. Then her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered, and heard herself sobbing, begging her not to open the door. Same static, same rain in the background. When she looked through the peephole, she said the man outside looked like me, but wrong. Too thin, too still. Like he was copying how people stand without understanding it. She backed away. Then the thing outside smiled. Not wide, just enough. Like it knew she'd seen the difference. Then it whispered through the door, "You're already late." That part didn't make sense, not then. It would later. We went upstairs together. Her apartment had been torn apart, but not in the way a burglar does it. Nothing valuable was missing. Drawers pulled open, photo frames turned face down. Every mirror covered with blankets, towels, shirts, whatever she could find. "Why did you do that?" She looked at me like I was stupid. "Because they move when you don't." I laughed. Not because it was funny, because the alternative was admitting I believed her. Then I saw one of the covered mirrors twitch, just once, like something on the other side had adjusted its weight. Mara saw it too. Neither of us spoke. I walked over, grabbed the blanket, and yanked it down. Just my reflection, Mara's reflection, the apartment behind us. Then my reflection blinked a second later. I stumbled back so hard I hit the wall. The version of me in the mirror didn't move anymore. It just stared. Eyes bloodshot, skin gray, neck bruised in a ring around the throat. Then it lifted one finger to its lips. Quiet. The mirror cracked from the center without anything touching it. Mara dragged me out before I could process what I'd seen. We left everything, phones, chargers, half our sanity. We went to the only place that still felt stupid enough to be safe, the warehouse where I worked. Concrete, steel, cameras, bad coffee, fluorescent lights, normal. That's what I needed. Normal lasted 6 minutes. I unlocked the side entrance and we stepped into the security office. One monitor was already on, live camera feed, angle from the loading dock. Rain hammered the pavement outside, sheets of it. A storm so heavy the image smeared. Mara grabbed my arm. "There's no rain tonight." I knew, but the camera showed lightning, standing water, a sky tearing itself open. Then a shape walked into frame. A person, hunched, dragging one leg. It stepped under the dock light and looked straight into the camera. Me, or what used to be me. Its face looked stretched by exhaustion and terror, like someone who hadn't slept in weeks or years. It raised a hand and held up 3 fingers. Then the feed cut to black. The office phone rang immediately. Neither of us moved. It rang again. Again. On the 5th ring, Mara answered with the speaker on. Then my voice, older, rougher, strained almost beyond recognition. "If you're seeing this, you haven't found the stairwell yet." Mara and I looked at each other. My voice kept talking. "You think it started at the apartment. It didn't. It starts under the Mercer building. Do not go below sub-level 2. If he tells you I sent him, he's lying." "He who?" Mara asked before I could stop her. Then a whisper. "I did." The line died. I worked security there for 8 months. There was no sub-level 2. Just a ground floor, admin offices, storage, loading, and a sealed old maintenance corridor the staff joked about because none of us had keys. I checked the building map on the wall. Mara checked the emergency plan binder. And there it was. A lower level that wasn't on any current layout. Sub-level 2. Old cold storage. Marked decommissioned. No access listed. That should have been enough to leave. Call the police. Call anyone. But how do you explain a storm that only exists on camera? A voicemail from your own future. A reflection that cracks itself. And deeper than fear, there was something worse. Recognition. Some part of me already knew this wasn't random. It felt like a loop tightening. Like we'd stepped onto tracks we'd already used. We found the old service stairwell behind a bolted maintenance door. The lock had been cut recently. Fresh metal shavings on the floor. Someone had gone down or come up. The stairs smelled wrong. Wet concrete, rust, mold. And underneath that, something electrical. Burned air after a lightning strike. The deeper we went, the louder the sound became. Not machinery. Rain. Impossible. Constant rain, echoing from somewhere below us. Sublevel 1 was dark and empty. Sublevel 2 wasn't supposed to exist. But the stairwell kept going. One more landing, one more door. Paint peeling, no label. Water leaking from underneath. Mara grabbed my sleeve. "We leave now." I should have listened. Instead, I opened the door. The room beyond was enormous. An old storage bay converted into something else. Extension cords, battery lanterns, food wrappers, medical tape. Pages ripped from notebooks and taped to the walls. Hundreds of pages, all covered in the same handwriting. Mine. Warnings, maps, times, names, fragments. Don't trust the calls it learns by imitation. Mirrors are faster than doors. If Mara starts hearing Mom, run. And over, on every wall, "Do not let me in." At the center of the room sat a camcorder pointed at a folding chair. On the chair was my jacket, the one I was wearing now. No, not the same kind, the same jacket. Same tear in the sleeve, same faded stain near the pocket. Mara stepped back. I didn't, because by then, fear had started curdling into something else. The need to know. I hit play on the camcorder. The screen flickered. And there I was. Older, maybe. Hard to tell. But ruined. Face hollow. Eyes sunk deep. Voice scraped raw. He looked directly into the camera. "If you found this, then I failed again." Mara made a sound behind me, like she already knew. The video me kept speaking. It doesn't copy people, not at first. It nudges, repeats, calls, small mistakes. Then it finds a version of you that could exist. A tired you, a desperate you, a guilty you. And once you see that version enough times, it becomes easier for it to wear. I paused the video. "Where?" Mara pointed at the far corner of the room. There was someone standing there, still, watching. He stepped into the lantern light. Me. Not exactly older, more like damaged by time in all the wrong places. His skin looked weather-beaten. His hands trembled constantly. His eyes were so familiar it made me sick. He lifted both palms slowly. "I know how this looks." Mara backed toward the door. He looked at her. "Don't run. If you run now, you die in the stairwell." "How do you know that?" she snapped. His face changed. Not a smile, not anger, just grief. "Because you already did." Everything in me wanted to reject him, to call him a thing, a trick, a copy. Then he said, "Mom's last voicemail was 11 seconds long, but you only ever listened to 10 because you couldn't stand hearing her breathe at the end." I'd never told anyone that. Not Mara, not anyone. My mouth went dry. He stepped closer into the light. Around his throat was that same bruised dark ring I'd seen in the mirror. "It found us down here," he said. "Not tonight. Later. For you, this is the beginning. For me, I've been trying to steer us away from it for a very long time." "Us?" Mara whispered. He looked at me. "I'm what happens if you open the wrong door." That's when the lights died. All of them. Every lantern, every monitor, every emergency strip. The room dropped into black so total it felt solid. Then the rain got louder. Not outside, inside the room, pouring from somewhere in the dark. Mara screamed my name, but another voice screamed it too. Same pitch, same panic. I reached for her and grabbed the hand, warm, shaking. Then another hand grabbed my other wrist, also warm, also shaking. Two voices in the dark. "Eli, it's me." Both of them. I yanked free and fell hard against the table. A flash of lightning lit the room for half a second. In that flash, I saw three figures. Mara near the door, the older me near the wall, and something else between us. Tall, bent, head tilted, wearing my face like a wet mask. Then darkness again. Footsteps exploded across the floor. The thing moved fast, too fast. Mara cried out. The older me shouted, "Mirror side!" I didn't understand until another lightning flash revealed a long black panel along the far wall. Not a window, a reflection. An industrial polished steel panel warped enough to show shapes. In the strobing light, the thing wasn't moving toward Mara. It was moving through the reflection first. Every step delayed in the real world, faster in the mirrored one. I grabbed the metal chair and hurled it at the panel. The steel dented. The reflected room rippled. A sound hit us then. Not a scream, something deeper. A furious, human grief twisted into static. The older me lunged at the thing. For 1 second, they looked identical. Then the older one wrapped both arms around it and yelled, "Now!" Mara and I ran, up the stairs, past sub-level 1, past the maintenance door. Behind us, the rain became pounding. Then pounding became footsteps. Then my own voice echoed up the stairwell. "Wait!" I almost did. That's the part that still keeps me up, because it sounded exactly like him, the one who helped us. But Mara dragged me through the door and slammed it shut. Something hit the other side so hard the frame bowed inward. Then silence. No rain, no footsteps, nothing. Police came, eventually. We fed them a story about a squatter in the lower level, a break-in, bad wiring, panic. They checked. The old stairwell was there. The lower landing was not. Just a concrete wall where the stairs should have continued. No room, no notes, no camcorder, no dented steel panel, nothing. Like the building had sealed over a wound. Mara moved out of her apartment 2 days later. I quit the warehouse. We don't talk much now. Not because we're distant, because every time we do, one of us asks the same question. If that was really me down there, which one was trying to save us? A week after that night, I got a padded envelope with no return address. Inside was a phone, old, cracked, water damaged. Not mine, not yet. It had one saved file, an audio recording. I played it once. Heavy rain, labored breathing, then my voice, much older now, barely hanging together. "I was wrong about one thing," it said. "It doesn't become easier for it to wear you after you see yourself." A long pause, then, "It becomes easier after someone you love believes it." At the end of the recording, there was another sound, a woman speaking softly in the background. Mara, calm, comforting, saying, "It's okay. You can come inside." I called her the second it ended. No answer. I drove to her new place. The front door was open. The apartment was empty except for one thing. A mirror leaning against the far wall, covered with a blanket. And from underneath it, just visible at the bottom edge, 2 pairs of feet. One pair was Mara's. The other was mine. If you think you know which one opened the door first, keep thinking. Because I still get voicemails from my own number when it rains. And the last one didn't say, "Don't let me in." It said something worse. It said, "This time, I'm not alone."